getting back to what we saw today, defense. They ran a lot of smoke and mirrors, a lot of crazy formations, and that's what they had to do in order to try to compete. But I thought overall the defense had a great game, and they didn't get a ton of pressure on their quarterback, but they played really sound ball.
Yeah, one of the things whenever teams come out and do all those fancy things and try to catch you off guard, and they know for the most part they're not going to sit there and do that the entire game and and just run the ball and go 10-play drives. They're trying to get big plays. They're trying to hit big plays. Okay, let's catch them off guard. Maybe we can catch them out of position and we get a big play for a big touchdown or something like that. That's generally what those teams are trying to do. So the fact that we didn't give that up, yeah, they had that nice the big screen pass, and they had like another I think a run or something like that here and there. But other than that, they didn't have that big play that went for a big, huge touchdown. And to see that when we have given up so many plays like that, and obviously we didn't prepare for what UMass did. Like we prepared for the regular offense, yes, but to prepare for linemen lining up out wide and that kind of stuff, no, Florida State didn't prepare for that. They haven't really seen that. And so to still be able to stop that stuff and not give up those big plays, that shows a lot of progress in our players. You can point to Fuller or whatever. I show a lot of I look at a lot of progress in our players and being able to communicate, because that's what's going to stop those things, is being able to communicate on the field with those players and the defensive backs and say, hey, this is what's going on and stuff like that. So to be able to not have those kind of big plays whenever UMass is strictly trying to game plan for that and trying to catch us off guard and we still don't give it up, that's huge to me. That's one of my biggest things I look at, is that despite all that stuff UMass was doing and trying to catch Florida State off guard, they didn't. We didn't do it because we're amazing athletes out there and some of the announcers saying, oh, it's Florida State, blah, blah, blah. That's not why we stopped them, because overall Florida State isn't a Florida State defense talent-wise and physical-wise. We did it because we had better communication, and we're talking amongst each other and saying, this is what is going on, this is what we're seeing. And that's what we need.
So Dylan says that we got a head coach who's learning on the job. Seems like he is finding his footing in the strengths of the team. I think what you're trying to say is learning on the job in terms of figuring out his team. I agree. And I think that he's come to the realization that his team is what it is. I think he really wanted to try to force the passing game, but really understanding that, Florida State's still limited there. But, one thing that Norvell is giving an offense, and that I know that Florida State fans don't necessarily want to take positives all the time. We're kind of a jaded fan base, but Norvell is elite as a game caller, and I think we see some of that maturation of his time at Florida State.
Yeah, as far as like learning on the job, everybody, and I guarantee you, Saban would say the same thing. You're always learning on the job. If you're not, you're getting worse, and you're not going to be lasting much longer. So even Saban is saying will tell you he's learning on the job. Obviously, I don't think that's the point that's being made. I think what you said is correct. Like, Saban doesn't need to learn how to be a head coach, Norvell doesn't need to learn how to be a head coach. He's been an established head coach, and he knows how to be a head coach, but he is absolutely learning this team. I think you're dead on that point, that he's learning this team and what the strengths are and stuff like that, and learning, most importantly, the personnel and what the personnel can do. People are like, oh, he had last year, but did he really? It was such a messed up year, and really now we're 7 games into this season, so we're really a season and a half in. We're 16 games in. So yeah, about not even a whole season and a half, technically game wise. So, he's still learning the players, the personnel, what they can do, what they can't do, and injuries have played a part, especially like on the offensive line. Injuries have played a part. Injuries to Travis have played a part. So now that we're getting healthy and he's learning the personnel, you start to see a Norvell team, a physical, smash you in the mouth, running the game, running the ball, type of defense, type of offense, and a defense that's, bringing it, even though they're not completely healthy, bringing it on the defensive line and forcing people, hey, if you're going to run, you're not running between these tackles. You better try to kick it out, and most of the runs we give up are when we break contain. And, so yeah, it's good to see that he's learning that, and I think this team is a lot better than some people realize. I really do.